Edgeout, does that count as doing a Houdini? Also, thank you everyone for being here, especially because we're starting early today. Usually I start an hour from now, but I wanted to get some time in. Before what just happened? It was magic. It's magic. All right, check this. Right? Eh? Eh? Huh? All right. Bob, thank you for gifting that sub to Elena. Elena, again, nice to see you, and thank you for setting up this event. For those who don't know, I put some messages on Twitter and in Discord, and we will be helping raise money to help the charity Stop AAPI Hate. And so we'll be going for a few hours. Then we're going to get a raid with a bunch of people who are from a collection of people who are part of it. We'll play music for a bit to help out, and then raid someone else. Specifically for me, I'm raiding Naren, who some of you know. Yeah. So for right now, though, it's essentially a standard stream, if there is such a thing. Also, Jags, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't have a rabbit. I don't have a rabbit out of a hat. I only have I have Uncle Magic. So for example, you may not know it, but behind your ear, chat, there's a guitar pick. Huh? Okay. I'm gonna stop that. Michelle, hello. Thank you for the raid. Magic, this is a magic stream. Scarlet, welcome. A regular exactly, dude. Exactly. Maybe we should do this. Actually, here's a link to specifically the organization itself, but we also have yes too. And if you want to donate, so if you want to add to that, to the actual to have it go towards the charity, you got to use that link. Because for right now, I those bits just go towards me. That's just how it works in terms of linking this stuff together, which I do appreciate. Casey, thank you for the 100 bits, and Scarlet, thank you as well. Especially because you just got to the stream for the first time ever. So let me play some music. Also, Vol, thank you for the 5 gift subs. It's a hype train, which is Vol's favorite time of the stream. Michelle, thank you for that 100 bits. Also, I just started, so what the heck? The guitar's not even tuned. But thank you for the support already. Let me try to do this as quickly as possible. Boom. We are pushing that's right, we're pushing trains. What's the gadget? That is a guitar support, and it connects with magnets. Yo, Bob, thank you for the 10 gift subs. What the heck? This is... It is to help with posture, yeah. So I can keep the guitar at an angle that is ergonomic and fits my body and what I'm trying to do, as opposed to doing something that doesn't feel so good. So it allows access to all over the guitar in a way that's really comfortable, and I don't have to do anything. Like, there's just no tension. I can just sit straight, back straight, both feet on the ground, and the guitar just sits on my lap. Okay, so let's start out with something something chill for the hype train, which we're already at level 4. Can it be completed? I can't remember the last time. It's been a while since we had a level 5 hype train completed, so perhaps today could be the day. What would be good without warming up? Level 5? Yeah. We'll just do this. A classic. A classic. Some of you may have played it before, too. "20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. Attack Guy, thank you for the Prime sub. A 9-month resub. Hola. ¿Qué pasa? Kazi, thank you for the 10 bits. That's right, every bit does count. And Wolfire, thank you for the sub with Prime Gaming as well. Wait. Okay. I guess that didn't register, or maybe it just didn't go enough, but it also just said level 2 completed, but I thought it said we were on level 4, so it should have said level 3 completed. Not that it really matters at all, but Bob, thank you for 5 more gift subs. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to think about how to do the I have a separate scene in OBS. It's like almost exactly the same. Here it is, but it's just set up for when the charity stuff is like going on, because I didn't want things from other streams, like notifications popping up and stuff. So maybe what I should do is open up. I wonder if I should wait till the raid. My plan was to just wait till the raid comes to switch over, but it might be good maybe if I just kind of monitor. Can we just like monitor the donations? Oh, why does that not? Does the one Oh, this is showing like Casey $10. Is there a page? Oh, that was Casey. So so thank you, Casey. I appreciate the donation to the charity. So I wonder if there's a website where I can look at the donations and see that they come up. I can maybe just read them out. Right? Does that make sense? Like from the actual, like let me actually click on this link. If I do, I think if I go to Tiltify, I should be able to see this stuff. So okay, yeah. So I can see that Casey just donated. So I'll keep this up while we're doing this stream, because as other people join those people are going to be donating from other streams, still to the charity, but it'll the people may not be specifically from like watching this stream. So okay. Yeah, I'll keep this up and monitor this. Man, I'm trying something a little different with my. I mentioned this yesterday. I'm experimenting with some different left-hand positions and stuff. Trying to find out if there's a way I can go about playing without having to aim for the very tips of my fingers. I want to give myself more space to be able to land on the string. So if I can maximize the surface area that I can aim for, it'll make it less likely to miss the string, which is essentially my biggest problem. If I had to point out one problem when it comes to like playing guitar, a technical issue, it's pretty much that and the stretching thing, but this may actually be the biggest issue, even bigger than the stretching. But the stretching thing is just for specific situations, which are pretty common, but they are specific. The whole putting your finger on a string thing, that's constant. So hello Alex, what's up? So I'm trying some different stuff. We'll see what happens. Is the guitar already out of tune? What's up, Yellow Jesus? Wait, what is the note? No, wait, what note? Oh, yeah, I was like... I thought you were really upset that the guitar was out of tune. It's like, it's not a big deal. I can tune it. Alright, so we shall go back to the Renaissance. Specifically, some Spanish Renaissance music. And then maybe we can do something that I personally like doing. is playing it back to back with some other music from the Renaissance, but from different areas. Ask a question? Okay. Ask away. Maybe while I'm waiting, where do I wanna? I'll just play it. I'll read the question. I'll answer. Patui, thank you for the 3 gift subs, making it a total of 20 gift subs in the channel. What's up? Also, I do know quite a bit about song structure, honestly. If you look at a chord chart and you do something like 1, 4, 5, 5 for 4 bars, you have to keep that pattern through the entire song. If that's how, so there's a couple things. What's the, if I'm looking at a chord chart, one of the things I'm thinking is like if I'm looking at the real book, that's not what you're gonna see. For one, you're gonna see chord names, but if that's all it tells you, then I guess I would default to that. Either because if you do something different, then that information is just missing, and how are you supposed to know? And so there's sort of an answer to that. You'd know because you're familiar with the song. So if you listen, so let's see. So that's just 1, 4, 5 over and over again. So. Yeah, I mean, if that's all it tells you. Are you allowed to? It's just, how does the song go? If that's not how the song goes and you're trying to play the song, then no, unless you purposely want to change things. But it's just, how does the song go? Because there are songs that'll just repeat the same 4 chords over and never change the pattern. Oh, you can do whatever the hell you want. You don't have to, and I really mean, like, you can do whatever you want. There's no, and you can talk about what's common. So it's common to then change things up. So if you're going like, and then maybe the chorus comes in So maybe that change was the chorus then. So like maybe that change could be the chorus. And whether something sounds right musically or not depends a lot on the context. But like First Day of My Life tends to repeat the same stuff. The heck? Although there was something to it that was kind of like that, yeah. So even this is, you know, Staum said something about playing with the roots. I mean, this is, I guess, actually an example of that. Yeah, I mean, you can change the roots to change the inversion of the chord to make it sound different. I'm not sure how much. I'm trying to think. It probably isn't gonna. If you keep everything else the same, it's probably not gonna add so much of a change that it now sounds like you just switched to a different section of the song. So you can. Or maybe better would have been like. So that was clearly different. That was still A, D, G. Pay for some of the classes? Dude, that's why that lesson command comes up, and also well, you're also welcome to ask questions here too. That would be something I'd really like. If there were a whole bunch of people who were all interested in this stuff and all had their own questions and stuff like that, and you know, we all hung out here, it could be really productive for a lot of different people. But it's just difficult to I guess assemble that group. Yeah. I mean, this is what I've. There's an infinite, essentially, a nearly, virtually an infinite amount of stuff that one can learn about music. In a lifetime, there's just too much information. You're never gonna know and master all of it. So I have a whole lot to learn. But at the same time, I've also spent, at this point, more of my life studying and working on and looking into this stuff than anything else I've ever done. So I have collected quite a bit of, knowledge and experience on this. And I enjoy sharing it with others. I went to college for music, for classical guitar performance. But, I've been out of college for over 10 years. And so most of the stuff I've learned at this point has been after graduating. Like, doesn't matter what school you go to, what teachers you have, you can't learn, you can't become a master in 4 years. Or even by the time you get your doctorate. Like, there's just too much. Puzzle Gamer, I used to. We could do that again. I think it'd be nice to the way I tried to frame it maybe wasn't as good in terms of marketing stuff, because I don't like deciding why a song sounds good, because that's in the realm of things being subjective. It's also not very helpful. What I think is more accurate and better is what makes a song sound the way it does. Also, Frat, thank you for the 10-month resub. What's up? Good evening, Mark. So, for example, instead of a relatively straight forward example of this, because there's so many of them, is this interval or this chord good or bad? It's like, well, it depends. It depends on what your goal is. So that's, I think, the most important thing for any sort of art. Is like, what's your goal? And then you go, maybe then you can say, is this good for achieving my goal or bad for achieving my goal? That can often be most clear when a song has words, or if the music is accompanying something visual, like a video game, a movie, something like that. So that it's like, and also the context in relation to the other sounds around it. So you could be like, does this sound good? Now, typically we'd say, no, this is a tritone. This is one of the nastiest sort of things you can produce with these keys to a certain degree. It wouldn't sound good in a children's film. Or would it? Because, and we'll do this, we have my truth device here. My musical lie detector. All right, you can see what I'm doing. Let's bring it back up here. Okay, so you can see I'm playing C and F sharp. But what if, just by changing, the notes around it, and so it becomes, there's actually something that can be quite playful and wondrous about it. But in a different context, it doesn't sound like that. We could even do it like this. That's not the nicest sounding thing. But if we go... So it was still... So I literally played the same notes, but I gave you context to it, because this could have also been something way different. I mean, you see the same keys light up. It'd be much different than going. This is another tritone. So that tritone, actually, if we use this again, so we put it in this context, the context of the... But it could also be like this. So that doesn't seem inappropriate for something with kids involved. Hola, Fer. And that was kind of nasty in two ways. One, because we just had this, but... And then I did this. So at one point we were hearing this. So even if there's nothing visual, you know, it's not connected, we're not thinking about context in that way, the context can change. But then there is the other type of context before, like, yeah, if you wanted to do something that was for, you know, children in some way, I don't know. Maybe you're trying to have a child fall asleep. But if you're trying to depict an intense moment of conflict, or there's a battle and there's death and terror all around you, that's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. If you're trying to make a child fall asleep, this is a bad idea. But if you want someone to be like, feel like, so you just have to try to be aware. Music is wild. It is wild. It is wild. This is why you had to drop your theory. That's why you should have taken the theory class. Also, hello, Paul. That's why you should stay with it. So that you can try to sort these things out. So like the process goes. You can still explore and stuff, but the way you guide yourself, and this isn't just specific. Again, it's not specific to harmony and melodies and musical stuff, but really just anything. Like, what's your goal in doing whatever you're doing? We talk about it in a totally different form. People trying to help out someone who seems like they're in need of some help. Well, sometimes the best thing to do, if your goal is to help the person, sometimes you try to give advice, but it makes things worse. If your goal was to make things better, then giving advice in that situation would actually be a bad idea. Now that's somewhat simplified, but that sort of thing happens all the time. Because it's what kind of advice, how do you say it, what's your level of trust with the person, all that. But you know what I mean? It's like, did you achieve your goal or not? So, do you have to start out in A major every beginning since it would be the key? No, you don't have to. This is making it, but so I started with D and then went to A. Now with no other context or anything, your ear is most likely going to have this feel like it's in D major. But that's one of the things, it's like, regardless of whether you want that to be the case, it is. I mean, you could go after that, so you could maybe give more context and be like, now it's starting to feel like we're in A major and that this D major chord is not the tonic, it's the 4 chord. Yeah, tutorials say what's right and wrong and stuff because that's what gets more, that's like what gets more views and gets more traction and stuff because that's what people think they're looking for. In a certain sense, they are looking for that, but it's not the most useful thing. You get locked into a really bad idea, which is trying to find out what's right and wrong. And so then people look at music theory, for example. It's the most common thing here. And they go, I'm going to create good music by following these rules. Like it's literally not how it works. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. What these rules and stuff. Yeah, 9 reasons why you're playing sucks. Here's how to make your song sound good. It's like, oh, I want to make my song sound good. I'm going to click on this video. That's not how it. Darren. God damn it. Also, hello. What's up? You know what? I'm done. Yeah. I like how. Do you like how the clips of all our channels are all us being ridiculous? I like how, the Despacito one. There's also a slow motion version, and I look even stupider because did you watch it in slow motion? It's absurd. Timeout? Clips of my channel. Views. Whoops. Views, Despacito. All right, click on this. View clip page. Click on that. Despacito. And of course I had to be singing Despacito too, and not even the real words. Alright, so if we do this, alright. Oh, it's gonna be so loud.
Oh my god. Oh.
But have you ever seen it in slow motion?
My god.
Look how happy I look. Look at how happy I look. Oh, I'm just singing Despacito. Oh, I'm just such a carefree. Oh, I'm streaming on Twitch. Look at me. Oh, I'm sitting in a room with pure fear. Terror. Terror. What the fuck was that? It's actually so intense in slow motion. All right, what was I saying? What was I saying about music? What was I saying about music? Oh, don't try to write or create what you think is correct. I think a good way to put it is if Am I doing requests? I am not. We were talking about music and playing some music, and I guess also laughing at me being stupid. What was I gonna say? Okay, if you try to, so like if music theory, if like things that worked well in terms of music theory were, that's what gave you the best result, then the best music would just be examples in textbooks. But it's not, because that's not how it works. You just have to see what these things do. How do these I will link you here, which will do a better job of explaining than I can even do. But yeah, thank you, Fair, because that command helps too. The major scale in F is a banger. Well, it's like, I know you're just kind of kidding, but it's tempting. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. We were talking about people making videos. People making videos. That's why people, have thumbnails and titles that are the way they do. There's things, so it's like, what are you gonna click on? If you maybe don't know any better in some way, this happens with language learning a lot. Learn to speak French in 30 minutes. It's like, 30 minutes? Let's do it. I want to become totally fluent in a foreign language, and I don't have much time. I got 30 minutes? All right. Native level of proficiency? Let's do it. Just got to watch this video. Click. Or you could have your title thing be like, here's the beginning of thousands of hours and years of work to get to understand a language. It's like, ugh, I don't want to do that. The hell? I want to learn in 30 minutes. You stink. I'm clicking on the 30-minute video. So the music examples are like, okay, use these chords to make your song sound good. Like, all right, guy, just play these chords and your music sounds good. Add these notes to your chords. Here's what you're gonna do to color up your chords. You're gonna do it. It's like, okay, dude. So what you could do, because you gave an example too, you gave another example based on what we were doing. You said A, F sharp minor, D, D, A, B minor, D, D. So you can start from like, that's exact. I know it. I know it is. You can just go, what's the difference in sound? Like, how does it make you feel? If you were to do this. There was that, and then you also said replacing F sharp minor with B minor, so, whoops, oh geez. For one, it's just how it sounds. That's what music is. It's how it sounds. And you can come up with words to describe it, but it's ultimately how it sounds. You're like, what is an A major chord? You could be like, it's using the first, third, and fifth scale degrees of an A major scale. It's things that are a major third and then a minor third up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps, and then 1, 2, 3 half steps. It's this white key on the piano 2 to the left of middle C, the black key right next to middle C, and then the white key 2 over from middle C or something. But really, A major is this. Or at least that's one version of it, because this is also it's also A major. And actually, so the words are just a way, because we need to communicate things with people and also organize things in our head. So what you can do is, these sound different, and that's what makes them different. versus now, how do they feel to you? To me, there's something a little more, there's something kind of ambiguous about this, meaning I feel different when the chords move from one to the next, and then, so there is this descending thing, it becomes a little darker. There's something a little more, I don't know, like uplifting or hopeful about this one. Probably because we're going. The problem what the listener has been trained to hear, that exists to a certain degree. I have an idea of why this issue exists, because I think it's a big issue. It happens with the discussions around music theory in general, which which we sort of just talked about. Why it's like, if you think about, if you approach any system as being like, this is gonna help, if I just follow this, what happens is good. Like, no, that's not how it works. If you think that anything is anything and everything is just purely subjective, that's also not going to help you out, because then you can't make any choices, really. Because why would you make any choice over any other one? That's sort of a simplified way of doing it. I saw the video that you're talking about with the person who the people didn't like the harmonization that the person was doing. But it depends on what, there's a specific group of people. There can be a specific context to things. It's another example of context. So that if you give a listener an expectation of a particular genre or a particular style, something like this, like maybe you're going like, let's make it, what do we want to do? We'll do this. If you do that, you've set up more than you may realize you've set up. McDoodle, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about some nerdy music stuff. I'd actually be interested if you have any input. Yeah, we almost got the whole crew. Where's Michael? So if you do this, you get this expectation, you've heard these chords in this way, on this instrument, kind of in this, this setting here, like this texture and range, like it's different than... Tons of pop songs have that chord. So what you set up is the expectation of hearing a pop song. And if you move away from that, you're gonna have a certain effect in the listener, whether you like it or not. But it doesn't mean that thing in and of itself is wrong. So what I mean by that is if we go like, so if we start using anything that's like, a lot of things that that aren't parts of a triad, we could add some things like, so I'm adding ninths to the chords just for like some consistency. okay, we kind of heard that. But if we add a sharp 11 to this, if we go, and then maybe even, or if we make this 5 chord this, this is going to be a better example. So here's one of the, this is going to sound wrong. Because in a certain sense, it is wrong. It doesn't fit the model that's set up. It's not pop music. Like, it's not part of that. But this sound, what if we just put it in a different context, this exact same chord? Though it doesn't stick out here, you hear that, and it gives you, and it also elicits a particular response, which is like typically something like your cheeks go up like this, and your eyebrows come down on the side, and your shoulders come up like this, and your hands do this, and there's some type of tension and pain and. And you can even go, and that's going to be even nastier to go like, because what I just played was this. If we did that here, back to. Like, that didn't sound very good. Like, that G natural is a wrong note. But was it? Is it always a wrong note in that chord? I don't know, it didn't sound fine to me. If we go. It's gonna be messed up. Or if we think about something in we can maybe even go back farther and be like, listen to some Baroque music, or think about it in that sense, and like, or a particular style of a particular composer, something like that, and it changes things. Like, we can even do, and the instrument matters and things like that. So if I were to just play this again, like, this sounds pretty nasty. Doesn't sound the best, but if I go, you'd be like, Spanish. And so the context is gonna change there. It's like what you're expecting to hear. But you don't want to go to the what was I thinking about? A few different things. And it's not so clear. There's a lot of things happening simultaneously, and some of them pop. This is what happens whenever I'm playing music, whether I'm improvising or actually playing something, whether I'm reading music too. I could even be sight reading, and the same processes still are basically happening. First and foremost, I have the sound in my head pretty close to literally. Like I'm not hearing it to the sense where it's like, is someone playing a guitar next to me? What? I'm not holding a guitar. Like it's not. I'm not having like auditory hallucinations of sounds, but like, but I can essentially sing whatever things, and there's an expectation of. Again, we did it before. I should go down lower. Because, like, if you don't know what you want to play, like, how are you supposed to play it? Now, there is an answer to that. Where you go, well, you know, I know my fingers are supposed to be in a certain place, but I don't really like that very much because I feel like I'm not in control. And I'm then sort of subject to, I'm a servant of the instrument as opposed to having it be the other way around, where I have the instrument do what I want, which can actually get me into trouble quite a bit, particularly on guitar, because I'll want to do something very specific, but like my hands like can't reach out to it, or maybe it would have required 2 notes being played on the same string, which is physically impossible or something. It's like, oh dang, I gotta change up what I'm trying to play. Maybe I need to cut a note off and jump somewhere else because you can't reach. Something like that. Like if I'm playing something on the piano for the most part, especially if I hold a pedal, like if I just wanted to go like, well, and I'm playing this E and this D, I can play any of these other notes. I can play the notes next to them too. I can play. You can't do that on guitar. The second I play this, I can't play any of the other notes here. I cannot play an F. I can't play this pitch. This pitch can't exist at the same time. Same with this. Same with this. The next pitch, the next lowest pitch that can be played at the same time is this, because it's the open A. So on guitar, you literally can't do this. It's physically impossible. So if you're like hearing that and you want to go, you like want that sound, it's like, well, too bad. Too bad. So each instrument has its limitations and pros and cons and stuff like that, strengths and weaknesses, but they're different. One of the other ways you can sort of look at some of this stuff for context. I like doing it with sustained sounds, and it can be fun and also quite satisfying. Is if you play different sound, if you just like take a note or something, you may think that this C, okay, so like if you were to learn rules, you go like C. And actually, let's not even just think of C, let's just think of this pitch. Because that could also be a B sharp, for example, and that's important. Although C and B sharp are not the same, the pitch is the same. Okay. If you ask the question, what does this C go along with? And maybe you get the answer, okay, this can be part of a C major chord. It's the root. It's the third of an A minor chord. It's the fifth of an F major chord. It's the flat 7 of a D7 chord. Okay, those are gonna be like the typical responses, but if we take a bass note, you can get it to fit along with any other bass note you want. So we can just go in order. C major. It's the 7th of D flat major. And that's another thing that happens when I do this stuff too. So it's like you may play this like our tritone again. Okay, so we had it could be D minor 7 here or D7. In an E flat major chord, it's the 6, so E flat 6. E minor 6 with a flat 6 or flat 13, depending on how you want. And maybe it can even be like we can do E major and have it be a sharp 5. This is where it's a B sharp. Remember I said before that's like dum. In F, well, we did F. In F sharp, it could be this sound. This is the sharp 11. In G major, there could be a suspension. We'll give it a. Or just an 11, maybe it's G flat, mine. In A flat major, it's the major 3rd. In A, could be A minor. Or it could be the sharp 9, it could be a B sharp again. In B flat, it could be the 9th. In B, it could be the flat 9. And then we're already back to C. So, like, and each of those chords, C had a different, playing this pitch had a different effect. On people that say stuff like when I hear music, I also see color. Well, there's not really an opinion on that. Like, I can't have an opinion on that. It's maybe when or how a person says it, because what you're describing is synesthesia. And there's 2 different types of synesthesia. One is actually pretty common. It's called associative synesthesia. It's maybe something like the best example. This isn't actually an example of it, but it's maybe gives the idea. It's like if I were to say fire truck or something, you kind of think red, but you don't like your eyes don't see red. But there are some people that actually it's much rare. It's called projective synesthesia, and it can happen. It doesn't have to be sight, sound. So those two senses don't have to be connected. But in the sense you're talking about with music, some person may be like, when they hear this, whether they like it or not or something, they there's maybe like actually red that they're seeing. Now, I tend to associate a lot of things that don't seem to make sense like that, and people do in some different ways. So, in terms of music, all the letters. This is something that can actually help sometimes in terms of processing the information here. Is to have an association of color with each note. But it can be all sorts of, I don't know, you can like taste words or smell sounds or something like that. Yeah, kind of like Guitar Hero. It can help. It's just another connection to what you're hearing. And I like having as many connections as possible. You don't think it's what showed up? Okay. It should be pretty clear if you got this. Now I'm trying to imagine what showed up. Also, hearkening, that's a good way to think about it. So I did this. I already know, here's something that can also be really useful. Whether this was good or not, or even useful or not, there's also this. Harkonnen said that movement sounded like Lord of the Rings. I know exactly what they were talking about. I did this, and they didn't say this specifically, but it's when I did this. And so if you can do that and you know what this is, the only benefit to learning a common way of describing this would be to explain it to other people, maybe, or to understand when someone says it to you. Because this is essentially C major to E flat major. But like, it has a specific name. It's called a chromatic mediant. If you have two chords that share one note and only one note, then that movement, the relationship is described as a chromatic mediant. So in these two chords, the only note between them, there is a note between them, and there's only one, and it's a G. It could have been this E. Or it could have been the C. And you go like, okay, what does this sound? Again, is it not? It's not that it's good or bad. It's like, what does it make you feel like? What is it? How does it? And not necessarily like happy or sad or something. But I think for a lot of people, there's something. Each type of movement is different, but chromatic mediants, for me at least, I think the best way to describe it is that there's some sort of exploration or wonder or shift like that, where even if you go down, it's and you can actually keep doing it. I like space for that one because I said outward and exploration and stuff, and space kind of is that. I like when that's the response to this question. Like, how does this sound? I was just doing major chords though. You can do this. Now the note I'm gonna keep the same as E flat. We have this, actually, if you want to, So this is C minor to A flat minor. Or G sharp minor. Comfy Music Raid, thank you for the Comfy Music Raid. Maybe I can produce some comfy music for the Comfy Raid. How did I learn to convey these? Well, that's just what happens. I just did a lot. There's a lot of experimentation and a lot of just making yourself aware. So like you play, you know. So okay, so Comfy Music Raid. There's certain things at this point that's like, I don't know. Like if I add these ninths in here, this. Oftentimes when you add notes above the initial triad, so F, A, C, it's pretty solid, but as you start to add E, it becomes more ambiguous and spacious, and you can keep going. I'm trying to sing some of the things I'm paying attention to, but you can only sing one note at a time, so. Some more gravity to it, something. And we can resolve it. again some of that wonder that we had before. Honey Droplets, thank you again for the raid. I tried to make it comfy, but it can only be comfy for so long. It has to. It has to go somewhere, so there must be some tension in any good story or situation, or it just gets boring if not. Couldn't resist the temptation. Thanks, Juanito. The sheet music? I just made that up. Can't get. There's no sheet music going for that. Thanks, Galwix. Fair linked something my YouTube channel, and that has a ton of this stuff. The most recent one was looking at some footage of snowfall, and I tried to play something that sounded like snowfall. So it's like I wouldn't have wanted to. I don't think that would have been the best for that. Hey Shell. For that one, I picked this. There's a few different things going on. I decided to do a piano sound and go. It was like. Something like this. I moved everything. It was a piano. I moved the register up high to be light. I jumped into Aerith's theme from Final Fantasy because I did this. That's another thing that can go on in my head. There could be things like, hey, what were we just talking about in the stream? How can I tie those things in? Maybe the idea, like the thing pops into my head and I go, I'm gonna do this. I like linking things together like that. One of them I straight said out loud a few minutes ago. As we were doing this, I was like, you guys want to add some wonder to this comfiness? And so I did. Hey, Roar. But I did this. And it's not in the right key, but it should. It could help if you want to, these types of learning these rules, or more like building up this framework, can help you with this too. So you go like, oh, I know what that sound is. I know what that sound is. I know what that sound. Like, do you know what the sound of going from what seems like the one chord? It seems like we're in D major. But what is the chord? If you go to the 5 chord, but it's a minor chord, what does that sound like? And then when you hear that, do you recognize it as that? So if you listen to Aerith's theme, do you recognize it as that? And if you do, how quickly do you recognize it as that? Because that's another thing with all these. You can't just like learn something and expect to make good use of it. You're going to be, to sort of use like some of the words I used earlier, you're going to be more a servant to the thing you're learning initially. And it's going to take a lot of working with it and playing around with it and ingraining it into you before it then serves you. Like, you can't just go like, okay, this is the sound of a 1 chord that's major and then a 5 chord that's minor. And go like, all right, now I can just use this to its full potential, and it's, you know, you're not going to. You're going to be thinking about it way too literally. You're French? Bienvenue, Galwix. Ça va? Et bonsoir aussi, parce que il est tard pour toi, non? Max Schuf aussi. So there's all these different things that go into it, and none of it's just like easy. And unfortunately, there are no quick tricks and stuff. That's what everyone wants. This one workout tip, just do this thing, sit down, have this thing attached to you, and it vibrates, and you'll get ripped abs and lose all your belly fat just by watching TV and eating pizza and potato chips. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy this, I wanna do that. And at the same time, you can watch this 30-minute video and become fluent in French. Okay, I'll do that too. And then hold a guitar, and with these 3 tricks, you'll become an expert guitarist who's ripped and can talk about it fluently in French in just 30 minutes. It's like, oh yeah, you wish, yeah, we wish, that'd be nice. Except that's not how any of it works. It's just not how it works. You guys remember those vibrating things? Like, I just remember infomercials when I was growing up. Just like sitting down watching TV, and it's just like, what? 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 Oh, okay, what? All right. But yeah, if you want to, if anyone, I promise anyone can do what I just did too. But it may just take some time. In fact, it will take some time, depending on where you're starting from and how much focus and stuff you put into it. I'm super obsessive, and I obsess over all this stuff, really anything I do. And I have to just like, I have to figure out everything. You know what I heard the other here's a good example. This is why I waste so much time in my life. God damn it. So you guys know I made a TikTok account. Where is this? And I was going through Charlie Puth's TikTok. God damn it. And he was responding to this guy who sang this line, which was interesting. And it was really late at night, and I was not going to sleep until I like understood what was being sung. Here it is. Perfectly seen on TV. Exactly. Yeah. It's just false promises that play into what people's like deep desires are. They just want to believe it's true. So this
like we used to do.
How did you do that?
We don't talk anymore like we used to do.
And so I was like, hey, Cheap Asian. I was like, oh my God. How did he do that? What is he actually singing? Like, god damn it. Like, what is he actually singing? Hey, why can't I see the bar to scroll? Maybe because I'm on desktop.
Like we used to do.
How did you do that?
We don't talk anymore like we used to do.
And like I had to just like do this over and over until it sounded exactly right. And I'll go back, play it back, like try to sing over it, and then sing it, and then listen to his, compare it, and then listen back, and it's like, why? Why am I doing this? The answer is because I'm out of my mind, that's why. And I have difficulty controlling my compulsions and obsessions, so. You know how much time I spent yesterday trying to sing an altered scale up and down without like changing, without deviating from the pitch? So an altered scale being, if we're starting on C, it's the notes of a C7 chord, well at least the important notes, C, E, B flat, and then the altered notes you could have, which is a flat 9, a sharp 9, a flat 5, and a sharp 5. And you just play them all. And so I was trying to go like C, D flat, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, B flat, C. Well, it's C, B flat, G sharp, G flat, E, E flat, D flat, C. And doing that like up and down. And then understanding, because does anybody know what this also is? That's right, it's a D flat melodic minor scale, but just starting on the 7th scale degree. If we just start here, right? A lot of you probably know this sound. Dun, 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 dun. But if you just start here on the 7th, and trying to figure out as many ways in which these things are connected again is how you have to go about doing it. We played, actually, one of the examples I did before, when we did this. And then I went. I played an E altered chord. Dr. Han, welcome. But yeah, that's part of how all this stuff happens. So there's an obsessiveness about it, and I guess if there's a thin line, if there's a thin line between genius and insanity, then there's a thin line between obsession and passion. And it may be maybe the distinguishment, like maybe it can be the distinction can be made based on physiology and or what the net positive or negative results are. Yeah, like Jacob, I don't know, but he seems like I don't know, it's hard to tell. He seems like a happy guy in his world of just like just love and harmony. I just love life and I love harmony. Totally content to just do that. Dude, he is he's nuts. He is nuts. That's true, DeWolfie. That's true. That's true. So like see Lydian. Okay. Speaking of, dude. Jacob is out of his mind. I was listening to this a bunch. This person did this harmony thing. Maybe some of you have seen this, but here's Jacob's TikTok. There's
How much I meant to you.
Listen to the heart.
How much I meant to you.
And he added another voice too, and I was like, oh!
How much I meant to you.
Ready?
How much I meant to you.
And you could do things like this. I saw this comment. I saw a few. Look at these comments. Monai's logo. Monai's logo. Am I saying this right? What's up? Oh, hold on a second. Oh. I have a feeling I don't know the native language here. Welcome, everyone. Yo. Let me play some music and I'll get back to Jacob being ridiculous. Hello, thank you for the raid. Let me play some music for all of you. I'll move this piano here. A crypto stream? Nice. So is that Money's? Is that what it is? Money's logo? Also, just a little thing before I do that. So even though these notes have been written down and I've learned them and they're here physically and it's memorized, I'm still thinking of the sounds. There's actually a lot of things going on. I'll do it. Let me play the song and then I'll do it after. Recuerdos de la Alhambra by Francisco Tárrega. Toto? No. I mean, I could, but no. Thanks for the claps. Loco, thank you again for the raid. So I got to think about, what am I thinking about? For one, I'm reading chat. I'm also still looking at this. This is still up for me. That's just not making any sounds. So I'm still just like, oh, like, you know, all sorts of sounds coming to my head. I'm just thinking random stuff, but also trying to think about the Carlos Paredes. I have not. I actually don't know who that is. But I have to think about, like, you can't just learn the physical things. It'll tend to sound robotic, and there's not going to be much control. Because, like, if you're not hearing, and you're also not here. It's going to be difficult to control them, and you're just going to have to hope and pray that it sounds good. Jeux interdits, I do not. Malheureusement, je ne sais pas cette chanson. Mais... Yeah, you're hearing the instruments of the microphone. I play some jazz? I could do some. So, I don't have the stream structured as a request stream, but you brought over quite a few people. Perhaps I could do this. I'm not a jazz guitarist or musician. I don't identify as a jazz musician, but also YOLO Jesus. It's also in stereo. Stereo sound. This is There Will Never Be Another You. There will be many other nights like this. I'll be standing here with someone new. There will be other songs to sing. Another fall, another spring. There will never be another you. There will be other lips that I may kiss, but they won't thrill me like yours used to do. Yes, I may dream a million dreams, but how can they come true if there will never ever be another you? Yes, I may dream a million dreams. How can they come true if there will never ever be another you. Listen, chat. I'm not a juicer. No, I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around. I mean, what the heck is an XQC? Sound like bossa nova. Yeah, there's a mix of they're like chords. They share chords that we typically call like jazz chords or something. Excuse me. So if we do, this goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier in the stream. Having a major seventh chord is going to give you a particular sound. Major seventh chord, minor seventh. Or maybe. Yeah, Jardin d'Hiver. I was like the shiver sound. I thought you actually had like a, there was a shiver thing to it. Yeah, that starts out 2 5 1s and it's like a 2 half diminished chord. And then it's C sharp 7, but it could be the flat 9, 13, 2. Ta robe à fleurs sous la pluie de novembre, mes mains qui courent, je n'en peux plus de t'attendre. Je voudrais du soleil vert, des dentelles et des théières, des photos de bord de mer, dans mon jardin d'hiver. Je voudrais de la lumière, comme en Nouvelle-Angleterre. Je veux changer d'atmosphère, dans mon jardin d'hiver. Ta robe à fleurs
Les années passent, qu'il est loin là, je tente. Nul ne peut nous entendre. Je voudrais du Fred Astaire, revoir en la découverte. Je voudrais toujours te plaire dans mon jardin d'hiver. Je veux déjeuner par terre, comme au long des golfes clairs. T'embrasser les yeux ouverts dans mon jardin d'hiver. Ta robe à fleurs sur la pluie de novembre. Mes mains qui courent, je n'en peux plus de t'attendre. Les années passent, qu'il est loin là, je tente. Nul ne peut nous entendre. Dans mon jardin d'hiver.
Lemus? Kevin? Is he Kevin? Kevin, welcome. Welcome. Also, reminder, we are, although the like official thing isn't right now here, we have this, actually let me use the commands. Well, actually, if you do exclamation mark upgrade and exclamation mark charity, thank you, Fair. You will get some info on what we're doing tonight. That's something I was doing right before the raid came in, which, Loco, thank you again for the raid. I do appreciate it. We're taking a look at this, and this.
Do you know how much I mean to you?
And when I was bringing up, I noticed something in the comments that a lot of people, no one told them to do this. A, B, salut. Ça va? The chord on how. How? How? The word how. People say, how did you think of the chord on how? All this, it's like, how the idea of harmonizing how this way popped into your head. How. Something's happening here. Does anyone, so listen to?
Do you know how much I mean to you?
So it could go like, what the heck is happening there?
How much I mean to you? Do you know how much?
So you can listen to and hear, try to hear individual notes. Also, this is the feeling that registers. Remember I said you can't just learn something, you have to ingrain it. You have to get it ingrained into you. And that happens at like different levels. And so it's like, well, how fast do you recognize what something is? How clearly do you recognize it? Like to what level of detail? And also how quickly does it happen? I listened to this before, but I actually haven't done this. My guess as to what this sounds like to me, it sounds like this. It sounded like an A flat major chord in first inversion with a ninth. Now let's.
Do you know how much I mean? Do you? Do you know how much I mean to you? Do you know how much I mean?
There's also other things when.
Do you know how much I mean to you? Do you know?
And the harmony's changing like a whole bunch because the notes are moving rapidly, and there's a whole bunch of notes. Because that doesn't always happen just because there's a lot of notes moving. But there's certain key feelings and stuff that happen. And so it feels like, well, we could do this in G sharp minor. And then.
Do you know how much I mean to you?
So that's what I meant by how clear is it in your mind? Like at what level of detail can you identify things? And that's I'm not even gonna attempt to get a perfect replication of what's going on. But there are some things that stick out. One is that there's this. Is one thing. So we're in G sharp minor is what it sounds like, and it ends here on a 5 chord. So part of probably what people like about this is it goes from being in G sharp minor, ends up here, D sharp major, and then doesn't go back to G sharp minor. It goes to G sharp major, but in first inversion. With a ninth, and that's it. And there's something like sort of warm and heavy and comforting about, and also not resolved. There's something ambiguous about a chord in first inversion. So I heard this. I got the sound of what is augmented 6th chord. Oops.
Do you? Do you know how much I mean to you?
And so these are the types of things, if you wanted to create that harmony, if you wanted to create this, if you wanted to identify it, if you wanted to recreate it, all these things help. That's more of what I see the purpose of all the things we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. Although, was it actually... Yeah, it would take too long and would not be good for... It would not be good content for me to listen to this thing over and over and over again. Just trying to figure out what it is. To potentially even not just figure out what it is in the end. But that's how, you know, because we were talking about Jacob a little bit, and like, this is pretty wild. This is... Dude, he's out of his mind. He seems pretty happy. I don't know, he seems happy. Listen to this.
So baby, come and light me up, and baby, I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation, and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you. Got everyone watching us. So baby, let's keep it secret. A little bit scandalous, but baby, don't let them see it. A little less conversation, and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you.
He's out of his mind. Here's a more common song. Here's a more common song, perhaps. Or slower the way things are going. Because it's like, if you think about reharmonizing stuff, again, with what we were talking about, it's like, you know, can you play these chords, or what can you do in a verse? Like, you can do whatever you want. What's the resulting sound going to be? And so you could take a common thing and change the chords. And the chords you change them to, and how fast you change them, and how crazy it gets. Maybe you could be like... the beginning of like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It could just be one. Or... There's all sorts of things you can do. You can even go like... You could just like be... You can do whatever the hell. And Jacob does crazy thick textures. You can see how many voices there are. There's one for each one of his faces that's up there, even though I'm covering some of them. Chords move at different times. The voices within them move at different times. It's not just like static chords. And it goes to some wild places, but it works. But it's not right. It's also not wrong. So is this
When you're weary,
normal? Pretty normal.
feeling small, and tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I am by your side.
Build up to. I thought the same thing, Patui.
And friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge. Oh, when you're weary.
Genius or insanity? I don't know. I don't know. Jerry, oh my gosh, actually the monkey sound. Over trouble. thank you for giving that sub to Uxie. Finino, what's up? I don't know, I'm just messing around today. I feel like this could work out.
This one's tough, because sometimes you press the key, it has a threshold to register.
That's another thing that happens. If I just hear something, for the most part, it'll be in my head, and I got to do a lot to get it out. I got to run for a second, and there's some this stream timing stuff has to work out, so I got to run. But I'm gonna be back. I got to run before I get raided. I definitely have enough time, but I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back. Someone asked earlier, do I ever get emotions or something, like musical ones, stuck in my head or something? And probably, depending on how you think about it, but like there was the overall sort of vibe of this thing. All it took was just listening to, it was less than 1 minute. But this is also part of the power of hearing something in your head. It's why I kept sort of repeating some of the same things over and over. Like a bridge over troubled water. This thing happened. Oh, this. How did the words of the song go? So one of the moves was doing this. It's gonna sound like a lot more than it is to accurately describe it. A 5 of 6, but then you just land on the 4 chord. and then a 5 of 5. Actually, I want to point it out where Jacob did.
Feeling small, and tears are in your eyes. I will dry them all. I am by your side. When time gets and friends just can't be found. Like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge. Oh, when you're weary.
I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna pause it this time. I didn't want to stop, but just to... It's when friends can't be found is where there were a couple things that happened.
Your eyes, I will dry them all. I am by your side. When time gets and friends just can't.
So that and friends just can't. Oh, speaking of what is the effect that it has? Is something good or bad? Is complex better than simple? Is simple better than complex? Listen now, out of all the craziness, Jacob keeps it, everything moves together, and it's actually the harmony has the fewest number of crazy things. Everything moves together on this, and it's super powerful. Right? That's part of it, but it gets, he does it more. So like, if you want strength, don't have things be like, go, instead go. All right. So no one here has ever heard me sing like that before, because that's not typically, it's not typically what I'm hearing or sort of feeling in my head, stuff like that. But when it does, I'm gonna do it. So. Or there's, wait, what's the song that has, where I get that sort of, I can't remember. You're with it? Yeah, I have to, and it just gets stuck. So like, again, it's the importance of like having a sound in your head, whether it's the literal pitches or the melody or the harmony or something, or just the overall like a breath over troubled waters. Oh, when you get when you get inspired by Jacob, I'd have to take parts of that. Like maybe I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna listen back over that. Also, there was something I was thinking when I was up in the bathroom. There was a lighter thing too that wasn't there, Elena. Okay. Dude, Fair's got all the video titles. I had another idea to talk about a tremolo and then play part of Recuerdos. I'll have to think about that. We'll do it. Yeah, it has that like gospel feeling to it. What the heck am I doing? I actually have that song on my to learn list. It's been on there for like 2 years. Ugh. I do get these things stuck in my head. I just want to do that over and over again. Like I just want to hear the Damn it. Okay. All right. Jeez. So I like how Patui has an idea. It's got an idea. Did I get tagged or something? Okay. I wanted to look at something for a second. One second. Okay. A few songs, and then we're gonna be part of the raid train. They're gonna head over here, and I'm gonna go. And when friends, this is what happened. This is what happened when the Folgers theme. I was obsessed. I was obsessed. And it was that. It was landing, which is actually the exact same chord that when the people were like, oh, the harmony on how, it's just that without this ninth.
You got that coffee in your cup, coffee, and it's Folgers brand, and it totally doesn't taste terrible, even though it's Folgers in your cup.
Hey, Ani.
And best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. And the Folgers in your cup, and the Folgers in your cup, and it's got coffee in your mug.
TikTok material. I know. I gotta do as many of these. Like, I get so nervous because, like, it's like, how do you? This is where we're talking. Oh, I wish you were here yesterday during the stream, but we can talk about this framing stuff. I'm realizing this is a huge thing. How do I frame different videos? What do we put? Like, I shouldn't have gone to that. Friends can be found. You can always get coffee from Folgers in your cup. Get that coffee in your cup. Get the coffee in your cup. What the hell? All right. Oh, so by framing things, yeah, I should have said. If I were to just do this, like if I don't know. Oh, if I were to play some relaxing thing. Okay, if I just do that, there's no text, no nothing. It's just like, oh, this is relaxing music. One of my friends gave me the suggestion. It's like, put a text thing over it that's like a moment of peace for your For You page or for your timeline or for your day, something like that. It's the difference between like, so instead of just like, this is a person playing guitar, if you can do the exact same thing, but just frame it in a way that makes people go like, oh, I want to look at this, and like, oh, that's funny or clever or something. So it's like, how do you, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. Like someone played something on guitar. They could have played something that's like not the greatest and then played something that was really good. And be like, okay. Or they could go, what my mom thinks I play on guitar. I used this as an example before. And do some simple thing versus what I actually play on guitar. And like the same exact music, the same exact thing. Only would be, it's a totally different thing just based on like how that was framed. Or whenever it starts with the word when you something, it actually, but like, when you want to play Bridge Over Troubled Water, but you just really need your coffee.
Like a bridge over troubled waters.
Like, it's not like a, you know what I mean. Right, so that's a pattern I've noticed, the when thing. All right, when streamer raid you and you're talking about dumb stuff and combining Bridge Over Troubled Water with the Folgers theme. Upgrade time.
Upgrade time, upgrade time, upgrade time.
Michael, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Let's do this. Let's do this. Needs more caffeine? You don't need caffeine. You just... All right, now everybody's awake. Are you ready? All right, we are raising money to help stop AAPI hate. Check out those links to find more information. You had to raise the goal already? Nice. Okay. Oh, boom. There we go. There we go. So let's do this. My name is Rafi. I go by Schnaff. It's a nickname a friend of mine gave me who I grew up with. I mainly do classical guitar stuff, but not always. Not always. Sometimes I play coffee music. I'm a coffee streamer. All right. I'm gonna play some music and then I'll say a few more things. Also, if you haven't already checked out Barnum Michael, definitely check him out. There was a shout out in the middle of the raid. I guess towards the end a little bit. Let's do this. I played this earlier, but I was planning on doing it for the event. So it's a crowd favorite, so why not? I appreciate the kind words, everybody. Also, if anyone's curious about specifically some of the things, you can find exactly what Stop AAP I Hate, the organization itself, does too. If you're curious, some more details. So there's a few things we can do. I can sing an original song. It was encouraged and it might be good. It's just a little, it can be a little intense. I haven't done it in a while. The people seem to like it. And I was thinking about how to possibly tie it in with what's going on here. Oh, let me tune first. And it was a sort of general, just saying, I don't know, just letting out some words about the trouble I was having. And unfortunately, still continue to have. And so if anyone has ever, I don't know, maybe I don't even need to explain it. I'm going to play this song. I wrote it years ago. And again, unfortunately, it still kind of rings true, but it's sort of a conversation with myself. Man, I haven't done this in forever. Okay.
I woke up at 3, no one's next to me. There never was, I feel like there never will be. So I ask God, what's the point? please tell me why? He said, son, if you talk like this, you'll be alone till the day that you die. I wanna feel lucky to be alive. I wanna say I'm doing good and not feel like I've lied. I want to see others succeed and not wanna cry. I want to have lived before it's my time to die. Now nobody wants to hear you complain. Your little problems, they all stem from your brain. Spend one day with me, I'll show you real pain. You'll look back on your words and feel truly ashamed. So you want to feel lucky to be alive. You want to say, I'm doing good, and not feel like you've lied. You want to see others succeed, and not wanna cry. You want to have lived before I take your life. Don't tell me what to feel. I feel is real, even if it's all in my head. I still wanna be dead. I don't need you here. It's time for you to go. 'Cause I realize sometimes that it's not you, but I who only know. No, it's not your turn, but one day you'll learn. And when you do, the true fire inside you will burn. You'll focus on others only after you've focused on you. And finally then you'll see the real truth. And then you'll feel lucky to be alive. You will say, I'm doing good, and not feel like you've lied. You will see others succeed and not wanna cry. You will have lived, and you won't be afraid to die. Oh, hey, Kaylee.
Tui, thank you for the bits. Thank you, Gavin. And raised it again? Nice. I actually look at... Oh, did I not... Is this thing like... I don't see the notification. Oh, now I see him. We've had quite... Oh, my aunt donated. Thank you, Vol. Some other people. I can't see the whole thing, but I appreciate all the donations to help out the cause. Also, Miss Mary Lou, what's up? Nice to see you. Let's do this. Cause I gotta get another song in here. What was I just gonna do? Okay. Oh, that's right. So. All right. Now that I brought the mood down with that song, let's do something a little more fun, I guess. And different. If I can find the song. And if you just got here from Miss Mary Lou's raid, which you, yeah, check out those links to help donate. We're raising money to help stop AAPI hate. Also, oh, I forget what the command is for this, so some of you may not know the words, but it should be fun. I don't know. Maybe you can bounce around to the rhythm, if nothing else.
Je n'avais jamais ôté mon chapeau devant personne. Maintenant je rampe et je fais le beau quand elle me sonne. J'étais chez méchant, elle me fait manger dans sa menotte. J'avais des tendus, je les ai changés pour des quenottes. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui ferme les yeux quand on la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand on la touche. J'étais dur à cuire, elle m'a converti, la fine mouche. Et je suis tombé toujours du rôti contre sa bouche, qui a des dents de lait quand elle sourit, quand elle chante, et des dents de loup quand elle est furie, qu'elle est méchante. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui ferme les yeux quand on la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand on la touche. Je subis sa loi, je file tout doux sous son empire, bien qu'elle soit jalouse au-delà de tout, et même pire. Une jolie pervenche qui m'avait paru plus jolie qu'elle, une jolie pervenche un jour amoureux à coup d'ombrelle. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui ferme les yeux quand on la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand on la touche. Tous les somnambules, tous les magiciens m'ont dit sans malice Quand ses bras en croix, je subirai mon dernier supplice. Il en est de pire, il en est de meilleur, mais à tu prendre quand se pend ici, quand se pend ailleurs, s'il faut se pendre. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui ferme les yeux quand on la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand on la touche.
Thank you again, everyone, for being here. Thank you for donating and supporting this cause. We are going to head right over right now to see Narendipity, who is in the stream at the beginning, actually. So copy that raid call that Elena just put, the upgrade time, and let me do this. I'll do the command. Narendipity. If anyone's curious, I'll be back. I'll be back Sunday. But for right now, we're gonna go over to Naren's stream and continue the same thing. And yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for help support the cause. And I'll see you later. Well, some of you I'll keep seeing. So let's do this. Oops, I don't have Naren's stream up. Hey, everybody. Oh, I can click this. That's convenient.
Welcome to the final performance. Thank you so much for following the raid, guys, and being here. My name is Naren.